They would excavate a grave, they'd excavate the entire site, and then they would proceed to dump the remains wherever they found a place to do it in the back of the cemetery. This was not replacing graves, it was not moving graves, this was dumping of them.
Whew, the grieving process is troubling and heartaching, but to go through agony twice, knowing that your family members were treated like trash. We're discussing Burr Oak Cemetery and the scheme to exhume, dismember, throw away human remains and resell the plots. Call me now, 630-575-TALK, as we talk with Monica Burnett Gray from the Illinois Cemetery and Funeral Directors Association, and from Mortician, help me out. It's
Mortician's Funeral Services.
Thank you, I appreciate
and it's
this.
the Illinois Funeral Directors Association. The cemetery's not in there.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the correction. I'm going to go to phone calls here shortly, Monica.
Okay.
We understand that Emmett Till, Ezra Charles, the famous boxer, prize fighter, and the magnificent Dinah Washington are in that cemetery, and from what we understand, those particular plots were undamaged, but so many others were. 200 to 300 bodies. Family members are upset, they're distraught, they're going to the cemetery in droves now. It's a terrible scene. I'm going to go to phones. I'm going to go to Nina. Nina, thank you so much for calling Garrard McClendon Live. You're on the line with Garrard and Monica Burnett Gray.
Hey, Garrard, how are you?
Hi, pretty good, Nina. Just kind of upset.
Yeah, me too. This was really something out of a nightmare. I have my mom and 3 sisters, and my dad is out there. I cannot imagine these 4 people having any conscience, any self-worth, but I'm a little surprised that the owners of the cemetery didn't know this after they've been doing this 3 or 4 years. That kind of seems kind of strange to me, that they had no idea that these people were doing it, but I really believe that's why so many people are going to the cremation. You know, that's a sure way not to have to deal with this kind of heartache. We've called the 800 number, can't get through to anyone, but you know, we're just going to have to wait and try to get out there and see if our loved ones have been disturbed. Right. But what's going to happen once we find out? Yeah,
Nina, thank you so much for the call. Our condolences are definitely with you. You know, Monica, she's got a good point when it comes to cremation. I mean, it's obvious that this is an option. Should people feel less comfortable with the traditional funeral process?
No, they really shouldn't. I mean, this is a very horrible situation, and yes, these people are, you know, very questionable character and all of that, but they really don't represent, you know, the entire funeral service profession or the entire cemetery profession. Right. You know, I'm going to say 98% of us are extremely ethical, extremely professional. We believe in compliance and licensure.
And with all of the good stories and all of the good things, or 98% or 99% of the good things that funeral homes do and that cemeteries do, there's no cover story for that.
Exactly.
But when 4 people do something ridiculously silly and greedy, now of course it's on the front page. Hold tight, Monica. I'm going to KEISHA next. KEISHA, thanks for calling Garrard McClendon Live. KEISHA, what's your comment?
Yes, how you doing?
Pretty good.
I have 3 brothers out there, a grandmother and a grandfather, and I just recently found out that my grandmother was disturbed, and it's sad because I just buried my brother out there in February, and it was they kept calling us, telling us a price difference. They went up on a price every other day. And I kept telling my mother that it was something wrong. When I went out there, I had an argument with the man that was digging the grave because we saw the bodies stacked on top of each other. And he told us that it was just that they dug too close. And I'm so scared because my brother, he only been out there in February, and he's in a part where they dug all the people up. And by putting them in jail, it's not going to do nothing, because look what you did to our loved one. When you put them out there, they out there to rest. Leave them alone. Let them rest. That's why we pay this money. Let them rest. That's their final place. Leave them alone. You needed money that bad that you had to disturb them like that?
That's ridiculous. You're right.
It's sad.
KEISHA, thanks so much for your phone call. Monica, hold tight. I mean, before we go to break though, Monica, this is a question I've always asked. It's obvious that cemeteries have to run out of space eventually. And so once they run out of space, could someone who's a greedy cemetery owner do something like this? Or is this just some sort of wild scheme that 4 people put together so they can make some money?
I would honestly like to believe this is the definite exception to the rule. I mean, a lot of cemeteries have space. They have space that maybe has not been developed yet, you know, and they own land that can be developed. You know, I don't think it's an issue of running out of space. I think this was just far more criminal and nefarious in nature than a necessity for space.
Monica Burnett, great. Stay with us. Still to come on tonight's show, your phone calls on the nonfiction version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers at Burr Oak Cemetery. 630-575-TALK. Charged with dismembering a human body, Carolyn Towns, Keith Nix, Terrence Nix, and Maurice Daly. Sad but true. More Garrard McClendon live in a moment.